Hey guys, it's all about Mike 18 here with another movie review. Guys, in this video I will be reviewing Finding Nemo, a movie that came out back in 2003 from Pixar, but has now been re-released in both 2D and 3D. Actually, it has just been re-released on Friday. And let me just start off the review by saying this much. Guys, Finding Nemo is my all-time favorite animated movie. That's what I'm going to say. Finding Nemo, when I first saw it back in 2003, I absolutely fell in love with the movie. I have seen it twice in the theaters back in 2003, and I just saw it today in 3D, and now I've seen it a total of 3 times in the movie theaters, and that's the most I've ever seen a movie in my entire life, so you know that's got to tell you something. 3 times. But Finding Nemo... There's just so many good things about this movie that I'm obviously going to get to in this review. And when I heard it was going to be re-released in 3D, and it would be released on September 14th, I said, you know what, I cannot wait to go see this movie again. Because I saw it when it came out back in 2003, and I was like a kid then. I forget how old I was, but I was young. And I wanted to re-experience the movie, you know, older now, because it's been 9 years since I've seen it on the big screen, and now I get to see it again on the big screen, especially in 3D. And I was very glad that, you know, I got a chance to go to the theaters. But anyway, guys, if you want to hear me talk about the 3D of the movie, I'm going to make a separate review where I just talk about the 3D and the best parts of the movie in 3D. Look out for that video. I might leave a link to it somewhere in this video, but in this video, I'm just going to review the movie like I normally do on my channel, like I normally review movies. Talking about the story, the cast, the characters, I gotta talk about the animation, because this is the first animated movie review that I'm doing on my channel. I think that's pretty impressive, that I ended up with Finding Nemo as my first one. You know, I'm gonna talk about a couple other things, but anyway, I want to get right into the review, guys, of Finding Nemo. Now, I have always loved Pixar. I love the Pixar films. I love the Toy Stories, of course. I love WALL-E. I love Up. I love Ratatouille, The Incredibles, and of course, how can I not forget Finding Nemo? Finding Nemo, my favorite Pixar movie of all time, easily. Pixar, they make us fall in love with a movie that is about fish that can talk and a fish that has lost his son. Something that we would never really care about. That's pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. We care about these fish that have, you know, a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in the movie. I mean, they threw in a perfect story. They threw in beautiful animation, fish that we really care about, and there you have a perfect movie. So, guys, I want to get right into this story. You have a clownfish named Marlin who something horrific has happened to his life. Has happened in his life that is shown in the beginning of the movie, and he has become more cautious of the ocean and the sea. He's become more cautious about all the creatures in the ocean, and he's very, he's very tense about the whole ocean and everything that is in the ocean. And he has a son named Nemo, and he's very, very protective over Nemo. You guys know how parents are always protective over their kids, but Marlin, like, overdoes it, and you understand why. He made a promise to Nemo when Nemo was in an egg in the beginning of the movie. I promise I will not let anything happen to you, Nemo. He made that promise to his son, and till this day, Nemo has grown up in the movie, and he has obviously kept the promise because he is way too protective over Nemo. But Nemo and Marlin get in some kind of a fight, and Nemo gets mad at him. He swims out to go touch the bottom of a boat, and these divers capture Nemo. These 2 divers capture Nemo, and Marlin he's lost his son. He is frantically racing throughout the ocean because he wants to find his son, Nemo. And he runs into another fish named Dory, who has short-term memory loss. And the 2 of them, they deal with sharks and like a swarm of jellyfish and sea turtles and a whale, and all these different obstacles get in their way of Marlin trying to get to find Nemo. So Marlin is going across the whole entire ocean just to find Nemo. Meanwhile, Nemo is taken to a dentist's office and put in a fish tank along with these other fish that have been there for, quite a long time. A few of them have anyway. And meanwhile, they're hatching like some kind of an escape plan so they could get Nemo and the rest of them out of the fish tank and free of the dentist. So there's your story for Finding Nemo, guys. The story in this movie was absolutely powerful. There were a lot of, kind of like adventurous, intense scenes. There's this one scene that stands out in my mind where Marlin and Dory are fleeing Bruce, one of the sharks that they come across, because he wants to eat them. There's a lot of other cool, exciting scenes like that. There's, you do get a few laughs out of Finding Nemo a couple times, which is always great too. There's always, of course, there's a lot of powerful emotions in this movie. And the opening scene where that horrific thing happens tomorrow, and that was a really powerful scene, and that was perfect in this movie. There were other scenes like that were kind of sad. But the story was magnificent, guys. I want to get into the animation later on. Next thing I want to talk about is the cast of Finding Nemo. You have Albert Brooks, who voices Marlin, and I thought Albert Brooks was great as Marlin. I really have never heard of him anywhere else other than he did something, he voiced a character in the Simpsons movie, but Albert Brooks was really good in this, and I really liked Marlin's character, even though he was kind of a little bit annoying in the beginning of the movie because he's really protective of Nemo, a little too protective actually, but you understand why. He made that promise to Nemo when Nemo was in the egg. I promise I'll not let anything happen to you, Nemo, and so that's you get why he's the way he is, and because of that thing that happened in his life that I don't want to spoil. But Albert Brooks was great as Marlin, and then you have Ellen DeGeneres as Dory, and Ellen DeGeneres was really good as Dory. I always liked Dory the most, probably. I mean, she was just a funny character. When I first saw her when I was a kid, in the movie, I was absolutely laughing at almost every single thing she did. I mean, she constantly forgets Nemo's name. She forgets important things that she's told, but when she's around Marlin, she hardly forgets. I mean, she still forgets, but, not as bad. But Ellen DeGeneres was perfect as the voice of Dory. Perfect casting for Dory. I really liked Dory in this movie. Even though, she has short-term memory loss, she's constantly forgetting things. Now, to think of some other voice actors in the movie, you have William Dafoe. He plays Gil, like the leader of the fish in the tank in the dentist's office. I really liked Gil in this movie. He was definitely a very cool character. You could tell that something has happened to him in his past. He's got scars on his side. You kind of feel bad for him. He really is looking to get out of the dentist's office. I mean, we grow to love all these characters throughout the entire movie. I loved every single one of these characters. They were all really important in their own ways. They were funny. I mean, you really love these characters. But Gil, he's hatching escape plan after escape plan. They keep failing. You kind of feel bad for him. He can't wait to get back out there in the ocean. He's tired of being in the fish tank. Little kids come to the dentist's office and poking the freaking tank and pissing him off. I'm just making that up, but I definitely like Gil. Also, another voice actor that comes to mind in the movie, Brad Garrett voiced what's his name, Bloat in the movie. Brad Garrett, I liked him in Everybody Loves Raymond, that funny comedy on TV. He was definitely good in this as Bloat. I'm trying to think of some other voice actors. Allison Janney was in this movie. Eric Bana voiced one of the sharks. I mean, that's really the only voice actors that come to my mind right now. But the whole cast was great. I loved each and every one of the characters. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the animation in this movie. This movie is some of the best animation I have ever seen put on film. I mean, the animation, some of the colors are just so vivid and so lifelike. There's a scene where Nemo is riding on the Stingray, his teacher, Mr. Ray, and he's just looking at all the different fish and all the different, like plants and algae, whatever, in the ocean, and the colors are just so magnificent. I cannot wait to get this movie on Blu-ray. This is going to be easily one of the best looking Blu-rays of my collection because of all these outstanding colors in the movie. But the animation was absolutely wild. I mean, best animated movie ever, obviously because of its animation. And the next thing I want to talk about, guys, there was a little humor in the movie here and there. Most of the humor is, for the kids. I really didn't laugh too much in this movie when I first saw it today in 3D. But when I saw it back in 2003, I was obviously laughing almost every single thing that was going on because I was a little kid then and I liked that kind of stuff. But today, nah, I really didn't laugh too much. A couple things, however, I still kind of found amusing because it's Finding Nemo. Surprisingly, not too many kids in the theater. They weren't laughing too much in the theater. A couple of them. This is the only time the kids really laughed crazy. Bloat, the guy, the character that I said was voiced by Brad Garrett. Bloat, whenever he burped like twice in the movie. That's when the kids laughed. I don't know why that made them laugh. I was like, wait, there are a couple other things in this movie that kids should have laughed at, but they didn't. But they laughed at Bloat burping. I don't know why. But anyway, humor here and there in the movie, but you know what? It's a movie for the kids. However, that's another thing I do want to talk about. This movie's not just for kids. No, this movie's for adults. For even if the elderly want to go see this movie, they are going to come out of the movie and they're going to love it. They're absolutely going to love the movie. Every single age, any person of any age is going to love Finding Nemo. I mean, it touches everyone's heart in some way when you go see this movie. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, guys, really quickly, is this movie's rating. It is rated G. Now, I really have to say, explain about the rating. I mean, the movie's rated G. It's not that bad for kids. I say one of the only bad parts of the movie that, I don't know, some kids might be a little sad over is the opening scene where that horrific thing happens to Marlin. Other than that, this movie's fine for kids. Of course, it was rated G. And that's really all I wanted to talk about with the movie, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and give my rating of Finding Nemo. I've been saying nothing but good things about this movie. I've given no complaints so far. So, of course, what do you guys think I'm going to give the movie? That's right. I'm going to give Finding Nemo a 10 out of 10. That is a really outstanding rating, meaning I had no flaws with this movie whatsoever. And I absolutely... Yep, no flaws with this movie whatsoever. As I mentioned before earlier in this review, the animation was outrageous. Absolutely some of the best I've ever seen. Vivid, lifelike. There was a few parts that actually looks like it was a live action shot. I swear to you, that's how good the animation looked in this movie. The story was absolutely beautiful. It was powerful. It was emotional. The characters, you grow to love all the characters. Not one character annoys you, not one voice annoys you. You love all of that in the movie. Even the humans, you like some of the humans. Even there's this one little girl, the dentist's niece. She is a little bit annoying, but it's a character you still love and the things she does, I mean, yeah, you love every character in this movie. You do. And there's a little bit of humor here and there. There are a lot of, intense scenes in the movie. There's a lot of beautiful scenes in the movie, too. When Nemo and Dory, not Nemo and Dory, Marlin and Dory are riding on the sea turtles. That was such a beautiful part of the movie. When they're just hopping on the jellyfish in that part of the movie, I mean, that was just really cool. This movie is so creative. I mean, as I said, Pixar took fish, made them talk, threw in an amazing story, through an outstanding animation, a couple of, a little bit of humor here and there, and there you have it. You have an Academy Award-winning movie for Best Animated Feature, and Finding Nemo absolutely deserved it, guys. So 10 out of 10 for me. I highly, highly recommend you go see Finding Nemo, and I really hope that some of the kids that weren't born back in 2003 get to go see Finding Nemo, while it's still out in theaters. Please take your kids to go see this movie if they have never seen it, or if they weren't born back in 2003. They're going to love the movie. I'm telling you guys, they're going to love the movie. I loved the movie when I was a kid. I know kids today are going to love the movie. So please, take your kids out. They're really going to enjoy it. And even if you've seen it before, go see it again. I mean, it's Finding Nemo. It's a movie that everybody loves. And not one person is going to walk out of this movie and say, oh, you know what? I really didn't like this movie. I thought well, you know what? People are going to say other animated movies are better, and I'm not going to argue with them at all. Whatever, it's your opinion, it's your opinion. But I'm pretty much sure that when everyone comes out of the movie, they're going to say, you know what? I wouldn't give Nemo any lower than a rating, any lower than an 8 or a 9. I mean, everybody loves Finding Nemo, and as I said, guys, please go see it again. It deserves money at the box office this weekend. I will definitely be buying this on Blu-ray. I definitely want to see this in high def. I know the colors are just going to be absolutely outstanding. So, guys, thank you for watching this movie review of Finding Nemo. Let me know in the comments, are you glad that Finding Nemo got a re-release in 3D? Let me know. And also, guys, there's a little short cartoon in the beginning of the movie called Partysaurus Rex. Just be aware of that before you go in the theater. I'll talk about that in my 3D movie review of the movie. That was also nice, too. It featured the guys from the characters from Toy Story. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Go check out Finding Nemo. Best animated movie ever made. 10 out of 10 for me. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.